Welcome everybody. 6 p.m. Welcome to this first meeting of 20 minutes of social innovation by Ethics for Growth. Today, our guest will be from Up2you. Up2you is a very interesting Italian reality. They are a very young startup. They started this year, actually, and they're approaching the hospitality industry in a very innovative way, and they're approaching it targeting sustainability as a main factor of competitive advantage, of differentiation on the market, and as a vision of a better and more sustainable hospitality sector. So today we have as a guest their key account and communication manager, Eleonora Peroni. So I'd like to welcome her and thank her a lot for her presence here, and she will bring us to this world of Up2you. Welcome, Eleonora. There she is.
Hi everybody. I'm Eleonora, and as previously said, I'm the key account and communication of Up2you. Up2you is a startup, an Italian startup, and in particular, we have the name of innovative startup with a social vocation, which means that despite being a for-profit, we aren't an onlus, but we have a strict relation to the social environment and in particular to the sustainability field. As said, we were born this year in January, and even if we did networking the previous years in order to validate our product, and we were born in the tourism field. We have two main products that are for the hospitality properties, and they are named Do Not Disturb and Sustainable Stay. Our idea was born to make sustainability something easy, that isn't something too much expensive or something too difficult to realize. But every company should be able to become more sustainable with some simple action, and that's why we developed our products.
Yeah, actually, Eleonora, this is a very important point. Sometimes people think, or companies think, that sustainability or social innovation, social impact is something luxurious, it's only for multinational. But you are showing that it is not like that. Can you tell us more about it? Like, how is it sustainability affordable for small companies, for small hotels eventually?
Okay, types of companies. There are the profit from sustainability, and there are other companies where sustainability isn't their core business. They, for example, hotels, they do not work but they work for providing hospitality and accommodation for guests. So in this case, it may be difficult for them to spend money, but also time and people in order to work for the sustainability. And that's why we came and in this field. So, for example, we provide our services and our consultancy in order to suggest them which action they should provide in order to be sustainable apart from our services and reduce their impact. And in this process, something that is fundamental for us is the engagement also of the tourist or of the clients of the business, because the business himself isn't able to be sustainable and to provide sustainability because it isn't its core business. So it needs also the help of the tourists themselves.
So how can a hotel using your services being sustainable? So what's their main activity with your services?
Well, our iconic service is named Do Not Disturb, and it came actually in this shape, which is a nook that the guest can hang on his door, and whenever the guest hangs it, he renounces for one night to the making of his room. So, for basically the next day he won't find his bed done or the towels changed. And in order to thank them for this gesture, because for the guest it hasn't a big value. Everybody do not do the bed sometimes, or we are very busy, so it happens at home. But for the environment, it has a big. It is a big gesture because it corresponds to to energy and water saving. So, in order to thank them, the hotel gives them a code, and with that code, the guest can go on our website and choose among our reforestation project and plant a tree in one of these reforestation projects. So, the gesture of saving water and be sustainable corresponds to a bigger gesture, which is the sustainability of planting a tree.
Well, basically, this is great because you are generating a sort of shared value ecosystem. So, and this is actually what we like a lot in Ethics for Growth, and this is one of the reasons why I love your project, because it's not just the hotel that is making some advertising or publicity about the fact that they are trying to be sustainable, but actually there is the engagement of the guest, and the engagement of the guest as a third result, that is the plantation of some trees, so offsetting some carbon footprint. And if I remember correctly, it's not over yet, because then this actual plantation of trees has another impact. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, because all our projects aren't related only to the environmental sustainability, but they are all related also to the social sustainability and the economic sustainability. In fact, for example, we have a project in India where schools are involved and children are the ones that take care of trees during their educational path. And moreover, thanks to their teacher, we try to provide a new system of values, which is related to the to patience, to slow living, and which is something very distant from our culture, where we want everything now and we aren't able to wait. So we are trying also to provide a value that isn't something that is limited to the plantation of a tree, which have for sure a good impact on the environment. And moreover, this happens in the location where the tree is planted, but also the tourist or the person that receives the code is encouraged to be more sustainable in his everyday life. In fact, they can register on our platform, where we prize all these little action that everybody do in their normal life. For example, I don't know, doing the separate collection of waste, or for example, do plugging activities. But this action usually remains hidden, but we price them. So in order to create a virtuous network of sustainable shops where our clients can buy and can increase this acknowledgement.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I have actually one question about how do you create synergy with your partners. So, for instance, now you said you have this project in India. How do you select where do you plant your trees, and where you do these also social projects?
This is something that we want to pay a lot of attention, because when planting a tree in distance, because it's not me, Eleonora, that go and plant the tree, we are never sure that my tree is really my tree, and it isn't shown to another person. So we want to create a system of trust, and we want to meet every single project in person. We know the onlus and the onlus managers, and we create this system of value in order to trust them and transmit this trust to our clients. But moreover, we also control that this project have some certificates, some in international labels that could ensure us about their that they are serious projects.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because reliability is actually something that for people and for professionals active in what is social impact, social innovation, is actually something very important, because sometimes people are biased. There is a lot of sometimes negative image as well about corporate social responsibility, about sustainability. Now, most of companies, especially the big companies, multinationals, they do their own sustainability program. For instance, we know that McDonald's they have a sustainability program or something like that. The fact is it just a way of advertising, or are they doing it for real? So, especially for small companies like yours that are startup, trust is one of the most important components for your clients. So it's great that you have a way of tracking your partners and actually showing that what you are proposing is actually done properly. This is what we like to do as well in Ethics for Growth. It's like selecting our partners in a very responsible way, in a very reliable way, and actually checking that there is no greenwashing done.
Yes. Yes, because also in now being sustainable, it's on one side it is a necessity and it is imposed also by governments, but on the other side it is also a trend. So we want to be sustainable for real and not just for fashion or doing greenwashing, which is something very bad in our opinion.
So
I missed you.
I don't know, something happened. We have an intruder. That was our director, Claudio, that I don't know how he appeared in the system, but I kicked him out. Okay, it's fine. It's the nice thing of being live. Yeah, the program has some issues. But anyway, hi, Claudio. Thank you for being with us for a couple of seconds. Apart from this, I lost my thought. So we were talking about greenwashing now. I wanted to have a little bit of a provocative question for you. If there is a client, let's say a company, that wants to buy your product, and you know that they want to do it because of greenwashing, so you know that they are very bad about sustainability, they don't do things properly, they don't do a good recycling, etc., 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 but they want to buy your product and your service to appear more sustainable, how would you behave? It's something tricky, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult because on one side you can consider that yes, they don't care, but actually they are planting trees, so they are offsetting CO2. But on the other side, we think that we don't have to solve the problem by planting trees and compensate only, but we have to try to reduce our emissions. So we always try to partner with companies that are interested for real in the campaign, and they want to reduce their carbon footprint. And also, for example, I have an example of this company which does postcards. They send postcards, and it's natural to think that yes, they print postcards, so they use paper, so it isn't sustainable. But they try to be more sustainable because they print only on some types of paper that are certified, and
I lost Eleonora for a while, but I think the message was pretty clear for her to come.
do not provide, they cannot save it in advance. So it is a combination of these two things. We offset carbon footprint, but we also
I think we lost her for a sec. But anyway, in the meanwhile, while she gets back to us, it was very important. Yeah, we lost you for a couple of seconds, but it's okay. I think the message arrived. Yeah, I wanted to tell for all our people that are following us and they follow our page, choosing your clients is something very important. Sometimes it's tricky because, especially for work in this sector, sometimes it's not easy to find a lot of clients. It's very difficult. It's a niche, so you require a very important effort. There are some companies that do very well, like for instance, Up2you is actually growing and they're doing a very good job. But sometimes clients could be tempting. Well, sometimes a no is worthing much more than a yes, because maybe you lose a client on the short term, but on the long term, your reputation as a true sustainable company will actually increase. So this is very, very, very interesting what you said, Eleonora. I think it's a very important point of inspiration also for the young professionals that want to start their career into sustainability, into social innovation. Now we have 4 minutes left. Maybe it would be nice if you want to talk about some success that your company had in this first year of their activity. I mean, you're very young, but I know that you are already achieving important goals. So I think it would be nice to talk about it.
Yes, despite of this year, which is very particular, and we started from the tourism sector, which is suffering a bit the situation of COVID-19. We are growing very well, and in fact, we expanded also to other sectors. In fact, we have clients in sectors that aren't related to hospitality, and we also, as I previously said, we have also launched our platform for B2C. And this year, we have, in terms of number, we have already planted more than 5,200 trees, which for us is a big result. In fact, just before the interview, I was searching some photos, and I saw a photo of our website in January, yes, at the end of January, and we had planted only 500 trees. So we have a big growth, and this is something that we are very proud of. And but for the future, we want to do more, and in particular, we also want to find a new reforestation project, especially here in Italy, because we are Italian, and we want to have at least one project in each region. But as previously said, it's not easy to find reliable partners. So we hope in the next year to improve the number of our projects in Italy, but we want to be sure that they are reliable.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, community and proximity sometimes is a way also of engaging more the clients, because of course we are all members of the same planet, it's true, but sometimes it's easier to take care of our closer community, of our closer people, because it's something that also our surroundings, they feel it, no? So it's a nice presence, and it's also easier to check.
Yeah. In fact, for example, we are based in Milan, and we wanted a project in Milan, and we have it because we want to say, yes, this is our city, and we want to do something for it.
Yeah, it is great. This is great, and it's also a very good piece of advice. Sometimes some goals, they look too difficult to be achieved in this sector, but if you start from what is close to you, step by step, it's actually doable. We have 1 last minute, Eleonora. Do you have a question for us?
Well, since you are inspiring young people, what suggestion do you give them in order to be more sustainable?
Well, it's tough. It's tough. I try to do it in 1 minute. I would say that the most important thing to actually be sustainable is to think about sustainability in a very broader way. Not only the environment, which is extremely important, of course, we are living on the earth, so we need to preserve it, but also the social aspect of it. Let's think about our community, about the needs of certain social classes. I think about the elderly. It's a topic that it's not addressed enough sometimes, and other issues. So sometimes being sustainable is not only taking care about the planet. That should be the base for everybody, of course, but we can look over it, we can look beyond it, and we can do even more. So let's think about improving our community from its very basis. So 10 seconds. I hope this was nice. I will look forward to seeing you all very soon for the next live. Thank you very much, Eleonora. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.